Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Tejano Time podcast as we got another great show lined up. A little early start time tonight, so thank you so much for tuning in right here to Tejano Time here on Facebook, también to everybody over on YouTube, on all our social media pages también, and to everyone tuned in right here on Tejano TV. That's right, we're streaming it live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us right here on this Monday. Once again, I'm Keith Leal, your host. My co-host up on top, Mr. Antonio V as well. And I would like to welcome a couple of, more than a couple. We got three gentlemen with us here this evening right here out of San Antonio, Texas. Okay, we are talking about La Cima. And I would like to welcome them to the show, man. Welcome right here to Tejano Time.
Thank you, Keith, and thank you, Antonio. Thank you for the space, and to all the Tejano fans out there. We're La Cima. We're here. We're very happy to be here with you guys.
Yeah,
And we're definitely. What's that?
Thank you for joining us tonight. Yes, sir.
Oh yes. Very, very, very talented guys. We're going to get to know everything about these guys right here, man. He's got two young boys right next to him as well, one on each side, and we're talking about Ram Jr. y también also Roel. All right, so we're going to get to know those guys here throughout the show as well. We have a music video that we would like to share también. Their latest that's out there. It's doing great things for them as well, and they're in the middle of a tour right now. We're talking about this like a media tour. Radio tour, podcast, and whatnot. They've been all over the place promoting their brand new song. In the video también. La Vida Sin Ti is the name of the song. So we'll get to that here in just a little bit. So I'm sure they're tired. They've got some more lined up, more shows this week. So if you haven't caught them yet, they're here tonight. So get to know these guys right now. La Cima and out of San Antonio, Texas. So you guys you're actually from Monterrey, correct?
I was born in Monterrey, yes, and I was brought to the United States very young, and I've been here more than half my life. So this is home, and this is where Roel to my right and Ram Jr. were born, and they picked up instruments, and they were like, "Dad, we need to do something," and here we are, man.
Yeah.
The rebirth of La Cima, and now with my kids, I can't, very excited, very happy. Proud dad, and we're here to show what we've got.
That's awesome. That is amazing right there. And so, and your music that you have is on the Norteño side, which is there's nothing wrong with that. It's amazing. It sounds great. We've heard it. So tell us a little bit about that. Going back to what drew you to the Norteño genre of music,
Yeah.
and any big influences.
Well, I mean, I have family that were in the music industry in Mexico. I picked up the accordion, as a teen. Obviously, always the Monterrey music, right? In North Mexico music, but Frontera, Tamaulipas, Coahuila, all of that area. But Tejano is big time in Monterrey. A huge following. And so I've always been familiar since the days of La Mafia,
Mm-hmm.
and Palominos and Bobby, and even like guys like Mingo Saldívar would pack places in Monterrey. A lot of Bernardo y sus compadres, like los Gilbertos,
Yeah.
everybody that's Emilio. I mean, everybody that's somebody in the Tejano industry knows about Monterrey and has known the crowds that we get out there and everything. And so, but the Monterrey style music, or Tamaulipas, Ramon Ayala, it has always been that borderline Tejano Norteño. So if you ask me, like it is absolutely super similar, right? So we're combining my roots of Monterrey, but they're born and raised here in San Antonio.
Mhm.
So we've got a
Oh, I
mix
see.
going on, yeah. So
Yeah.
and we have a fresh sound. That's what we're trying to do, right? Do something
Of
a little
course.
different. Yeah. And Roel here is 15 years old,
Wow.
sophomore in high school. And then Ramiro is a freshman in college. He's 18 years old. So, very fortunate to know that at a young age, they took on this style of music, which I know from friends and other families that they don't listen to this sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So,
But it's a great thing though. It is a damn great thing right there that these guys are catching on at a young age and are willing, and again, one of them plays the bass, the other one plays the bajo.
the bottom.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's
And I'm
very,
the
very good stuff.
it's like, you know,
Yeah.
what more can I ask for, man? This was an easy decision to move forward.
So a question for Roel. What do you tell your friends at school? You know what I
Uh,
mean?
I mean, I'm very passionate about the music thing. I always tell my friends what's going on
Hmm.
and that I'm gonna go play this Friday because we've been consistently playing at
Yeah.
a place called La Cueva every single Friday or Saturday, and it's just really cool to tell all my friends about it because it's something I love. It's something I'm very passionate about.
That's awesome. That's a good thing right there, man. Being young and sharing again, there's no shame in that. Some people, I know if I played the band like that and then they weren't listening to my type of music, I would just say nothing about it and just go perform Friday, go back home, have a good weekend, go back to school back on Monday. You know what I mean? But it's different. You know what I mean? We're not gonna grow it unless you share it. Bottom line, regardless of the genre of music and whatnot. I mean, whether it be conjunto, tejano, norteño, yeah, you know what I mean. But be proud of your roots, and just go out there and share it. Speaking of George Vences, we had a conversation earlier. Another great guy right here. Saludos, everyone. Awesome show. That's the California Freestyle Cartel in the building. Yes, saludos, George, out over in California, tuned in. Luis Garcia también. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to interrupt that, though. I just want to get some shout outs out the way right quick before they start building up here.
Mhm.
So, as they're going back to the show right now, tell me a little bit about the music that you guys have out right now, Ramiro. You
Yeah.
got any originals that are out? Or, you've been in the business for a while, right?
Yeah. So I did my try, when I was 19, 20. It was my first record out there. I was fortunate enough to be signed by Univision Records at
Okay.
that time. We did 2 albums with them, and then we did a third one independent. They were babies. Well, no, actually, he was born in 2007, so that was in the early 2000s, and I was going hard. I tried, I did everything I could. I met a lot of people in the business in La Onda. We were already here. La Cima was established in San Antonio.
Mhm.
So, but I was going through a lot of band members, and this guy didn't want to do it anymore, and then now this guy was in, and that, But I've always been the accordion player and the lead vocal,
Mhm.
so I managed, to keep the dream alive and keep performing. And we did Florida, North Mexico, Texas, of course. I was fortunate enough to share the stage with some of the big names out there that are still playing. I toured with Los Palominos in Florida, obviously as an opening act,
Mhm.
with Costumbre, um, several other artists that we were able to tour with. La Mafia, actually, in Orlando, we opened up a show for them. But in Florida, you play in one town at a certain time, and then you got to go drive another hour to the other town. That's where
Yeah.
you close out. So you don't get to see, make friends and all that, because you're
On
te
the
traen
go.
friega, yeah.
Yeah,
And
they,
so,
they take you to Florida, but they're going to take you on a 3-day show.
yeah,
I've heard that for a lot of bands, either Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or whatnot. But yeah, around the
cities,
state.
2 cities per night, It's like,
Yeah. Wow, it's
and
awesome.
so, yeah, and then, got married. Ram is born. He would cry a lot when I was gone. He would wait up for me, And my wife's always been in education, so she's a teacher now. She's a principal, and man, I would get home and she was still there, with Ram, and so it started to become a little heavy, and I wasn't able to make it a full-time job yet.
Mhm.
It's constant work, and you're waiting for that. It's like you're holding that lotto ticket, right? And
Yeah.
like our name says, our goal has always been to get to the top, La Cima, the peak, the highest peak of the mountain,
Yeah.
like our name carries, So I was in it to make it. That was my whole goal. It wasn't about the girls or the drinking or any of that stuff. Yeah, it was all about the
The
music,
music.
getting the name out there, and then our music. So then it just comes as a surprise as they're getting a little bit older. They're starting to pick up instruments. I actually was kind of against it at first, like no, I already tried this. Don't worry, don't mess with it, man. play soccer or something else, So they were in sports, and I couldn't. Like we always say in the onda, it's not they have the bug, they have it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get rid of it. It's in their blood,
Mm-hmm.
and little by little, I would come home from work, and they're like, "Hey, Dad, tráete el acordeón. We got this one, and we got this one," and I was just like, God,
Amazing.
man. And so, hey, what have we got to lose, man? We're together as a family. My wife can't complain because I'm with the boys anyways. So, but yeah, and so back to the music, we recorded 3 songs that we launched, right? And they're on the platforms. Se las encargamos mucho on Spotify, Apple Music. I mean, they're all over the place. On YouTube as well. The video is on YouTube on our channel, La Cima Oficial. That's for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and we have our channel on YouTube. And we do have original songs. We have 2 original songs in there. And La Vida Sin Ti is actually a cover, but that song is from Colombia. It's an urban band, very famous in that, South America. And it was these 2 boys that actually said, "Hey, Dad, check this out." And they started showing me what it would sound like if we turned it into a Tejano cumbia or Norteño cumbia. And you know what? I liked it. It was something fresh. It was something different. And so we went with it. And then people are really reacting well. They're liking the sound. It's something a little different, a little modern, but with the roots. We brought it down to our roots, and that's how La Vida Sin Ti came about. But we do have 2 originals in there for people, they want to listen to more.
Yeah.
Ahí están también. 2 originals.
2 originals. That is awesome. So what makes again, you got 2 original songs. What makes either one of those songs? You know what I mean? The songwriting process. You don't write music, or do you write music?
I have, yeah.
You have.
Actually, the first CD that well, back then CDs, right? The first record, yeah, that Univision signed. That I think it had about 5 or 6 songs that I wrote.
You wrote.
Yeah, and so right now the covers are really into, they're hitting, right?
They're hitting, yeah.
And so I'm not trying to push against, the new wave. I'm trying to, hey, we play for the people.
Yeah.
Even though a mí me gusta esto y lo otro y le quiero meter más. No, you got to know where and when, right? And so we're concentrating a little bit on that cover situation, but making it our own, and throwing in a little, hey, here's our identity completely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm using my experience, Keith, that I went through. Whether you say the learning experience or the failure, however anybody wants to put it, that you go through, that's what you get out of all that, right? It's hey, a musician's career starts in the studio.
Yeah.
If you just hold your horses, don't get out there yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to the studio. This is where everything's gonna start, and that's what I'm teaching them. Hey, calm down. This is the right way. This is what I've learned, and that's why so soon we're able to get like in Tejano time.
Yeah.
We're here, and it's early for us, but hey, La Cima is here for the long run, and we're gonna get to that highest peak of the mountain.
Yeah, so I have to ask, because cover songs, like you said, cover songs is something right now that is just it's you hear about it a lot, and that's one of my favorite subjects because we seem to hear it on every show.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is I'll say it again. To do a cover song, man, you really have to know what you're doing, because there's some bands out there that'll do some cover songs, and it's like, no, why did you do that? So you're saying, that you guys are doing cover songs. You've got your 2 boys there with you. So what is the advice that you give them, or what is the music that they listen to? And let's say, for example, they want to do a cover song, how would you approach that, being that they're so young? And I like it. It's awesome because like he said, we need the younger generation, not just to start listening, but they're also playing. So that's 2 in 1 right there.
Right.
But since it sounds like you're a fan of cover songs, how are you going to teach them, or what advice do you give them when it comes to maybe doing a cover song?
The biggest thing for me is the respect. Like you were saying, I worry about disrespecting, everybody out there that did it right. You know what I mean? So when it comes to a cover song, all bands are gonna, you want to get on stage and you want to get people to dance, right? And always in the Norteño and in the Tejano, if everybody's just staring at you from their chairs, no sirve el baile. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so they listen to, some other friends of mine, right? Like, how did you do it, man? Like, my kids don't listen to this stuff. But these two here, Ramiro is a big, like, Los Palominos fan, huge Intocable fan. And we actually we went to LA and they were in the airport. And so we went up to them and, hey, and man, the nicest people in the world, man. Johnny spent about 45 minutes with them just talking about strings and gave them a pick. And Roel was with Felix and they were talking about what in-ears to use. And man, we were pleasantly surprised. Sometimes these big names, big artists, they, might make you feel bad. And then now you don't even want to be a fan anymore, that kind of thing. Yeah. We play in our shows. We got 3 songs, right? We gotta play for 2 hours. So, man, we play Intocable stuff. But what I've taught them is you don't destroy it. It was done right. Learn to play it right. And then when we go to the studio, now you bring yours out. Now it's your time. So we have not taken Ya No Existe from Los Palominos and take it to the studio. We don't do that with covers. We take something like La Vida Sin Ti, which is, if you listen to La Vida Sin Ti, the original, it is complete. It's an urban song. So then we take that and we throw the accordion and we bring it to a cumbia beat. And that's easier, in my opinion, than having to take like Intocable song and then redo it in our own. I wouldn't do that. Too much respect from my part.
So you're changing it completely. You're not. In other words, we're not going to listen to a song and be like, man, that sounds like Intocable, pero le falta un poquito de this or un poquito de that. You're completely rearranging it, La Cima style.
Exactly. If it's going to be recorded, Antonio, it's going to be. It actually sounds like a new song from La Cima if we are going to do that,
Yeah, because time and time again we hear musicians do cover songs and they're trying so hard to sound like
the original.
Yeah, I'm not even throwing names because that would give it away completely. But anyways, it just doesn't make sense. Like, oh, why would you do that? Le falta el acordeón, le falta la voz, le falta something. No, right. Do it your way. Because you don't know if it's going to work or not if you don't do it your way. If you're trying to get somebody, like you said, people are going to be with their hands crossed at a baile, not knowing what's going on, what to do.
Yeah, because if you're going to play an Intocable song, people want to hear it like Intocable did it. If we're going to play Los Palominos, people are expecting that. Yeah. Palominos. So live is one thing, right? Live, man, we have a lot of fun. Because I love playing the song, dale, and we can play it, But the studio, that's when we go back to what I learned. Our career starts in the studio. That's where we get our sound. And that's when we decide, this is it. This is our sound. This is what La Cima sounds like. And that's what we're going to, present online and on YouTube and, to social media and to radio. Mm-hmm. You got to come up with your own sound. You got to find.
I can respect that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how we go about it.
So Ram Jr. If you would go back, maybe 5 years, when you were 13 years old, I think you said you're 18 now, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, 18. So go back 5 years. Did you ever think that you'd be performing with your father At what age did you guys get together and start, performing with your pops
So when I was 13, I was not a musician at all.
at all?
I hadn't even picked up a single instrument. I only started picking up instruments about two and a half years ago. About two years ago. Our band barely came together in last October. We started practicing together as a band, so it really hasn't been that long. And I would have never imagined it.
Wow. You're talking almost just about a year ago, a
Almost
little bit less than a year that you guys have came together and started performing. So, George had that question there. He says, let's see, here we go. How long have you been together as a group? And then to the young talent, what inspired you to join this genre?
What was the first question again?
How long we've been together? So Ram answered how
yeah.
long we've been together, but what inspired you to, say I'm gonna play this?
I mean, since I was very young, I was always around my dad, and he would always play Tejano music, Norteño music, just like Latino, like everything.
Everything.
It really brought my attention, the Norteño, Tejano, and I started loving it more and more and more. And I listen to everything, but I love playing Tejano, Norteño, all of that.
That's awesome. Gosh, young guys, man, young, very talented guys. And you'll be checking out the video and hearing the song here in just a few minutes. Now, George says también also, cover songs are awesome if you make it your own. And basically, yeah. On point
Yeah,
right
it's a big
there.
decision what you take to the studio, and you have to have that discipline and what happened with them. So I've been in the music industry, Keith, like you said, for since 1998, 99. I started doing my little pininos, like we say in Mexico, the little bit of things, and you learn, right? I've learned. I've been around a lot of musicians. I know a lot of guys in the onda, and so what I did with them was we sat down and we had a serious conversation. Like, you really want to do this? This is it. It's all fun and games, but this is a business. This is work.
Exactly.
And so, are you sure you're telling me you want to do this and you want me to have your back and you want me to be part of this? We're going to do it, but we're going to do it right. I am just a firm believer that if you're going to do something, do it right. If not, just let somebody else do it. If you're not serious, then don't waste everybody's time around you. And I have a lot of professional vergüenza. Like, I don't want to be seen as like, not trying. Like, to me, it's very important. Yeah. I'm putting my name out there, my face, my family. You're becoming a public figure. Mm-hmm. And I don't take that lightly. And that's why we're giving it everything we have. We're giving it our all, and we're doing it with our heart. He also plays keyboards. He actually started on the keyboards. But
okay.
In our music, there's some bands that have keyboards, but that wasn't the plan for us.
Yeah.
So he picked up the bass to be part of this. Mm-hmm. And man, he's the type of person that give him an instrument for 2 weeks, ya le sabe. Like, yeah, he's just
so earlier in the show, you said that your boys, you'd come home from work and they were like, "Hey, we should do this," and you were like, "No." Is it because you really didn't want to, or is it maybe because of the music that they were listening to? That
no, so they were listening to Norteño already. I would come home and they were like, "Hey, get the accordion, me sé tragos amargos," like it was like that. It was the stuff I like.
Yeah.
And so that's when my friends are like, how come they like that music? And my kids over here are rapping. Like, it's like, man, I don't know. But the reason, Antonio, is I didn't push the issue because I know how hard this is.
Right.
I had already lived it.
Especially right now in the industry, yeah.
Yeah. And so I think a lot of musicians, we all want to make it. We all feel we have what it takes. We just need the opportunity. And that's how we all feel. And when you haven't gotten there, you live with this hole that nothing will ever fill. because the only thing that'll feel that it's music.
Yeah.
And as a father, I was just like, you don't know what you're asking for. And I didn't want to. He wanted a bajo, and I wouldn't buy him one.
No, I started with the accordion, and this is like a year ago maybe, and
No, more than that's 2 years.
It's been
oh yeah, so like
Yeah.
so like 2 years ago, and so I wanted to learn the accordion. Obviously, he knows how to play the accordion, so I'm like, teach me this, teach me that, and he's like, stick to soccer, don't worry about that. And now
At first, I didn't want him to learn. I didn't want him to be músicos. I was like, no, let's just just play soccer, go to college, and him, I mean, because he was younger, but he started playing keyboard since he was 10, and I actually put a teacher, once I saw him that he wasn't going to drop it, I actually said, well, you're going to learn the right way. So he knows how to read music and stuff. Something I don't. Yo soy lírico, I learned from going around and, oye, ¿cómo le haces ahí? One of the guys I used to always go see and I played with was a pretty famous conjunto guy here, Benny Medina, here in San Antonio. And so I would go with him to meet him and, hey, Benny, is it? Porque it was when you would scratch up the CDs, have to rewind it, and rewind it. And so, the accordion is a form of art that's passed on. Somebody's got to show you. You got to be. So now with YouTube, it's easier, right? They see, le pican a este, le pican al otro. It's this, it's not that. It's in, it's out. So it's a little easier than when I wanted to be a musician.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything is a whole lot easier now, which is pretty. I mean, I would think, even technology, everything has just changed so much from back in 2000 until now. For the last 25 years. So definitely, yeah. Totally agree with you on that. Go ahead.
When we were gonna start, I told him, I said, I wasn't gonna leave them by themselves because I know what can happen. Music is beautiful, but there's also some ugly parts to it. Once you're on the road and and I was like, no, I'm gonna have to be by their side. We got nothing to lose. That's the way I see it this time around. I mean, at the end of the day, they're sitting right next to me. We're friends, we're band members. Very few people get to do this, maybe.
Yeah. And you have 2 other band members also, right, in the band?
Yeah. So our drummer, Jesus Lobo, and then we have a percussionist, Arnulfo Martinez.
Okay.
And so, and they've been around La Onda for a while. So we surrounded them with experience so that we can do it right, and so
Definitely
onto something. Go ahead, Tony.
I have to ask the boys before Keith plays this next song. You guys talk your dad into, hey, we're gonna get this going. We're gonna get the band going. Do you guys remember going to bed and what you guys talked about? I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming maybe you had shared a room or at some point you guys got together. Whoever wants to answer, how did it feel when your dad finally said, yeah, let's do this? What went through y'all's heads?
At first, I wanted to go out and start playing immediately because I was just like hyper for it. And I'm glad he told me no because we weren't ready. We had just started. He barely picked up the Bajo Quinto and he barely started singing. It had been like a year since he started singing and we just weren't ready. And so I'm glad we waited because we would have probably embarrassed ourselves, to be honest, out there. And so him saying yes, I was just like, wow. And I'm glad we waited because now we actually can perform at a high level and play for the people and make sure they enjoy it.
Very good answer. Very good answer. Some quick shout outs before we get to the video right quick though. Let me see, I'm gonna go back right quick here. Saludos to Vicky V. Limon también also tuned into the show. Thank you, Vicky. Mr. Joe Leal. Saludos y bendiciones, amigos. Another great artist right there as well. And we also got Anthony Patterson tuned into the show as well. He was on the show last week. Saludos, Anthony. Thank you so much for tuning in, my brother. And also, Gilbert Lopez Sr. is tuned in. Awesome, he says. And we also have Mr. C.J. Ramirez as well. Another great artist también in the industry out there doing great things, up and coming. Be talking to him very, very soon right here on Tejano Time. Also, check this out. Well, let me get this last one right quick out the way, and then I'll go back to George's there. I hope all is well, Keith and gentlemen. Much love from Lupio and Sunflower over at Hot Tejano, good friends of mine as well. Saludos. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you. George says, well, with all respect, can you all sing some a cappella?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
we'll do that, and then we'll jump into the video right after that. Okay,
All right.
just a
Let
little
me,
short clip so that everybody. We're gonna do that for you, George. So thank you, man, for asking that question, and they're gonna jump in here right now and knock it out, and then we'll play the video right after.
I'll say, do you want to? Should we do our music or do?
Whatever y'all feel comfortable doing.
You can't do your own system.
Solo por tontos. So you were asking about one of the originals. We're gonna do a small, a piece of one of the originals that's on Spotify. Se llama Solo por Tontos, and so that way they can take a listen, and then we'll present La Vida Sin Ti. And if they want to hear, some Intocable or some Palominos, I mean, we're down.
There you go.
Play
Awesome.
for the people. So
here we go, guys. La Cima para San Antonio, Texas, right here on Tejano Time.
Qué difícil es decir adiós cuando hay amor. Qué difícil es decir adiós solo por tontería. Ninguno de los dos quiso ceder. Y solo por orgullo nos tocó perder. Qué lástima que todo haya quedado en el ayer. Ahora tú y yo jamás podremos amarnos con aquella pasión que nuestros cuerpos estuvieron sintiendo, pero qué tontos, todo acabó y todos los rencores nos vencieron y toda la soberbia nos ganó. Ahora solo queda el recuerdo y tú y yo, solo por tontos, todo acabó, todo terminó. Yo me prometí que no pasaría y al final de cuentas me voy llorando. Te vas sin decirme nada y con tus mentiras me estás matando. Un beso de despedida estoy esperando. No hay nada más difícil que la vida sin ti, muriendo por tenerte y no poderte encontrar. No hay nada más difícil que la vida sin ti, fingiendo que no duele sin poderte olvidar. Porque me dejaste llorando solo, porque me dejaste llorando solo. Por tus besos yo me quedé esperando. Si
te los llevaste pues ya ni modo, porque me dejaste llorando solo, porque me dejaste llorando solo, por tus besos yo me quedé esperando, si te los llevaste pues ya ni modo.
Y puro la cima, baby. Y por instinto sabía que sucedería. No me preguntes porque algo me lo decía. Tú me dejaste sin ninguna explicación. Sabes que a ti yo me entregué sin condición. Para que entiendas, de amor no pienso morir. Pero me duele exagerado, no voy a mentir. No soy de piedra, aunque pienso sobrevivir. No hay nada más difícil que la vida sin ti.
No hay nada más difícil que la vida sin ti. Muriendo por tenerte y no poderte encontrar. No hay nada más difícil que la vida sin ti. Fingiendo que no duele sin poderte olvidar. Porque me dejaste llorando solo, porque me dejaste llorando solo. Por tus besos yo me quedé esperando, si te los llevaste pues ya ni modo. Porque me dejaste llorando solo, porque me dejaste llorando solo. Por tus besos yo me quedé esperando, si te los llevaste pues ya ni modo.
La Vida Sin Ti right there with La Cima, guys. That was the video, the official video. Man, that was awesome. That was amazing. So tell us a little bit about the video, behind the scenes, and, you know, who was the guy behind the production and all that.
Yeah, so we chose Ryan Bazan. He's a guy that's very active right now in La Onda. He just did Los Palominos video, and he's like he's doing a video every day, nonstop. And we just did it here in our hometown. You know, we went to a studio that we're able to go to, and we did some takes there, and then we took it out onto a location out here in a beautiful hotel. And then, you know, you saw Ram and Roel there. You know, instead of always with the hat, you know, they're wearing their baseball caps. And I mean, we're bringing some innovation. At the end of the day, they're the new face of La Cima. You know, I'm leading the way, some experience, but eventually, you know, I'm gonna have to take a step back in some sort, and they're the face of La Cima, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously hoping, you know, the younger generation catches on, and you know, the younger girls start following La Cima, and here they are, you know, but all in a healthy, keeping our family values and everything first, you know, with respect. Respect is number one.
Number one.
I told them when they decided they wanted to do this, and I told them, okay, we're gonna, you know, ride this wave, but you're gonna follow my lead, and you're gonna do things first of all with respect. The day that we start disrespecting each other or there's an issue, the band is gone. And also, I have another rule that they can't quit school, and no matter what happens with La Cima, if we get to La Cima, or if we stay right in the middle of the mountain, or if we're right where we're at right now, that's you know, they're not going to leave school.
It's not an option.
It's not an option. You know, they got to have something to fall back on. They've worked very hard, and so I think there's only good things coming our way.
Yeah,
that was good that you touched on that, because I was going to ask the boys, and I want to get both of them to answer, because education is a big thing, you know, because we all you know, all three of us know, and your boys are learning that the music industry is hard. So whoever wants to answer first, besides music, what is something that you want to pursue as as a career? If let's say, hopefully not. Hopefully you guys make it, but you always got to have a backup plan. So I want each one of you to answer what is it that interests you second besides music that would be a career that your dad, your family would approve that, hey, mira, se hizo un lawyer, se hizo, what is it that you guys have in mind for the future?
For me, I want to go into cybersecurity. I already started on that journey my freshman year of high school because my school had a cyber security program. So I've done a couple of competitions, and I decided that's what I want to do.
Your certification.
Oh yeah, no, industry-based certifications. I already have 2. I'm working on 2 more. I'm going to see if I can land jobs soon or whatnot. And even if we make it, I still want to pursue cybersecurity to a high level, just because I like it.
Oh, that's cool.
Good. Yeah, that is cool.
I also.
Oh, wait.
This one doesn't like anything but music, but
Yeah.
let's see what he has to say.
I was gonna say my last option. I mean, I'm gonna have to get a job no matter what. But I was hoping because I mean they make good money in cybersecurity, so I think cybersecurity would be really good. But I don't enjoy it as much as this guy right here. This guy loves it. I don't know why so much, but I mean, I love music so much to the point that I can't get it out of my head. Like,
Well, it sounds like you're going to be working for your brother then in the future.
probably, I'll probably be playing for him on the side there while he's working.
That's fair enough.
If look, we all know our capabilities to a certain degree, right? Like, I know that he's been doing that. He's gone to competitions. He was actually in Corpus. He's done some competitions locally. He grabbed one competition. He was a first place placement. The second one was like a third place.
No,
Second. Some of them he didn't even do that good. But we've always known about Roel. He's one of these guys that's gonna own a studio and he's gonna be a producer and people, and if La Cima didn't make it, he's gonna create a lot for artists. He is definitely, both of them are better than I've ever been, and he's just at a very high level as far as what he hears, how he sees music. He knows theory. He knows how to read music. He plays several instruments. He helps us. He corrects us. He gets mad at me if I'm ever off key, like by a hair. He's on me like that. Watch it right there. You're going, sharp or flat or whatever. And he's definitely gonna have something to do with music. So you can go to college for music business. There's so.
No, I like their answers, and I'm sure Keith is going to agree. You guys stay in school, get your education. It can never stop. Music's not going to go away. Education, tampoco. You can always keep getting better and better, whether it's music or whether it's your education as well. So you guys hang in there, do your best, listen to your dad, listen to your family. But man, props to you guys for being so young and trying to keep music alive, whether it be Norteño or Tejano, Conjunto, whatever. But to me, more important is education, and I'm glad that you guys are doing it, whether you really want to or whether your dad's pushing you or whatever. But education is very important.
Yeah,
Definitely. And that's what Mr. George says. He says, Pops is a great man. Speaking facts. I love the fact that they have a strong family. Well, they have strong family values. There's only one way to go, and that's to the top. So definitely. Yep. Mary Cruz también. Saludos. Mary Cruz is tuned into the show as well. That's right. So thank you so much for tuning in right here to Tejano Time. To everybody who's watching también on Tejano TV, thank you so much to our audience out there as well. We appreciate you guys tuning in here to the show. And our guest tonight, La Cima. You heard their new single is out. La Vida Sin Ti. It's out and it's available to stream on all digital platforms también. So go out there and add it to your playlist. We got the video that we just featured here just moments ago también, and that is available to view. You can go out to their YouTube channel, right, and check that out as well. And give me some handles on your social media so that way if the people that are viewing out there can give you guys a follow and they'll know what you guys are be performing and things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, we're very active. We try to be as active as possible. Obviously, they help. I'm the one that's the less social media intelligent, but it's La Cima Oficial on both Instagram and TikTok. And then YouTube, La Cima Oficial, and Facebook is just La Cima. But it's got our logo with the mountain there. And we're posting, like Roel said earlier, at least here in San Antonio, man, we were working every weekend. So we've been fortunate to get the phone ringing, the messages, and we do every, bodas, quinces, obviously clubs, bars. I mean, we are just trying to get our name out there and for people to see us and for us to show that we are for real. Like Roel said, at first they were like, when do we play? No, we're not. Let's scale it. Let's go to the studio. Let's work. Let's listen to ourselves. Let's practice. Let's think, what are we gonna play? And everything again back to the respect of to ourselves as artists, to the public that paid, that's there, and put on the show that everybody deserves.
I definitely can say that you guys got some great music together. Keep going forward with that, and like I said, you guys listen to Dad, listen to Pops. He's been doing it for some time now, so as to he knows all the ropes and all the tricks and all that good stuff, But just like the single that you got out right now, keep making music, great music, just like that, man. You'll be on the road to a great path. So it was a very catchy song right there. Like you said, it was a cover song that you guys put your stamp on it and changed it up a little bit, made it a cumbia and whatnot. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was a whole different. It was a different vibe. I liked it. You don't hear that. It sounds one way, and then all of a sudden you change that tone. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah,
and it just blends in. It was awesome. It really was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So
which one of you guys is in the country?
Country?
Yeah.
We all listen to country. Yeah.
Nice.
Or me and Ram, I guess. He started playing classical music when he started.
Oh, okay.
Like he gets into some complicated stuff that we don't get into. We like more of the, mainstream, easy. Yeah. And he likes like his fingers are like that. Keyboard.
Right. So any chance of maybe doing your own country or a cover country in the future? También? Is that something?
Yeah, we actually were talking about that. A lot of artists now in the Tejano, I know some groups from Houston, Keith, have recorded some country songs in English with the accordion. So yeah, no, definitely. I think at the end of the day, you got to play something you feel, right? Like it's for the people, but you got to feel it too, because that's the only way you get that message across. And that's the only way they're going to believe you. It's got to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So I've always told them, as you want people to follow you, you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah, you have to believe in yourself and you have to be yourself. You can't try to be anybody else.
No, because it ain't going to work. It's just people can catch that. And
really quick.
Very quick. Yeah.
So follow these guys on social media if you're out there viewing the show right now. It's La Cima Oficial on Instagram and TikTok, and La Cima on Facebook. I mean, right? Yeah. So go out there and give them a follow, guys. Just if you liked what you heard there and you're a big fan of the music, you want to hear more, or maybe they're going to be performing in your area anytime soon. But I know you guys, like you said, you guys have been pretty busy performing there. You perform a lot there in San Antonio. So for all the the viewers we got over in San Antonio, don't forget to check these guys out when they're out there performing. La Cima is their name. You're going to hear a lot about that in the upcoming future. So don't forget that name. give them a follow, and they got music up right now on digital platforms también that's available for you guys to go out there and stream. So go ahead and do that. It's the, again, La Vida Sin Ti is there, so if you want to add that to your playlist, why not? You know, that's what we're here on this program tonight, here to share their music with all our viewers here on Tejano Time, to get these guys known. La Cima, you know, based out of San Antonio, Texas. So it doesn't get any better than that, guys. So if you guys could share one message with their audience, what would that be?
Well, just to give us that opportunity, you know, to take a listen. I mean, that's like you said it perfectly. That's why we're here. That's why we take the time. We love it. To me, it's like God sent. You know, even though I wasn't pursuing it anymore, He gave them the talent, and also they've got, you know, they listen to me enough to say, you know what, we're gonna stand by Dad. We're gonna do this as a family. But yeah, the message is just, you know, keep Tejano up, you know, keep the Norteño. To me, there's just such a fine line. There's very little the difference. What's the word?
Right. Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I agree with you. I agree with you 110%.
yeah, it goes, you know, and music has no limits. And now these days, I mean, people in Colombia are listening to Norteño music. In Argentina, I mean, some of these bands are touring South America. All thanks to social media, all thanks to the time you guys take to do what you do, because we, you know, you guys are needing the artists, but the artists need you guys. So it all works together, and I can't thank you guys enough for allowing us the time, for taking the time to provide Tejano music out to Tejano Time podcast. We are blessed to be able to have the opportunity to be with you guys. Thank you so much. Hopefully, to promoters out there listening, if you guys have an event, a festival, anything you need, hey, we're here. We're all ears, and that's what we created this band for, is to get out in front of the public.
There you go. Yeah, doesn't get any better than that. La Cima is her name. So, let's go with. We got a question I would like to ask the boys, and for each of them to answer. Where do you want to see the band, you know, La Cima, 5 years from now? Where would you like to see you guys?
I mean, I guess, you know, selling out shows, you know, making noise. I don't have an exact like image of where I want to be, you know. It's just kind of whatever happens, you know, and
Yeah.
we're gonna stick together no matter what.
Good deal. Good deal. How about you, Ruel?
The same thing. I mean, I just want to keep growing and growing. I don't want to slow down and go down. I want to keep growing as a family together, and I just want to keep getting better and fixing the mistakes and just growing as a group, as a band.
Do you ever think maybe, has it ever crossed your mind, maybe that you can talk your dad into maybe putting one song with some keyboards in the future?
I was talking to him the other day because
Like, don't give him no ideas. He said, don't give him no ideas.
I was talking to him the other day about it, because since I can play the keyboards, I can add like some background, like faint keyboards on the Norteño music or Tejano music that we can make. But then he's like, and in vivo, what are we gonna do? Like when we play live?
Oh, yeah. Because you're going to be on bass.
Yeah. I would have to be like this on the side.
No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I'm just a firm believer that you got to sound like the way you produce your CD. You know, you don't want to let people down that they go see your show and it sounds nothing like what you
What
you
you
know.
put, yeah, what you put.
And you know, nowadays there's a lot you can do with all the
Oh, yeah.
technology out there and make somebody sound better than they really do. We're trying to keep it as real as possible. And it's exactly what you heard. You know, you heard him on that segunda, me singing. It's for real, you know. And after my failures, I know that when I heard them, I said, man, we got something here.
Yeah, you definitely do have something. And I wouldn't actually say it was a failure. It's just maybe just a setback, but you're here now and you're onto something. You guys got a great thing going. So don't let nobody break up a happy home. You know what I mean? Just keep going for it. I mean, it's awesome, man. So,
Yeah,
what you got right now is just get that rock and carry it and take it as far as you can.
exactly. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Great, guys. I definitely appreciate you guys being on the show tonight, taking the time here. Un saludo también para Mr. Lupe Rosales, who made
Oh
things
yeah,
possible as well. Great guy también, one of the greats in the industry. We all know that, just behind the scenes. Very quietly, but he's an amazing man. So, yes, big shout out to him también. To everybody that tuned in también, who had their comments and whatnot, para George, también para Vicky, everybody that tuned into the show tonight, thank you so much. Any last words from you, Antonio, before we
No,
get to the
I mean,
guys?
it was great meeting you guys. Keep supporting one another. You guys are going to go a long ways. I can already feel it. Stay positive. One thing we have to remember is God gives and God takes. So keep going forward. I can't wait to hear more of you guys' music in the future. Again.
thank you, sir.
Definitely.
Thank you, Antonio. Appreciate it. Hopefully, we go out there to Lubbock, man. We make some time to come see you and.
Oh yeah, my door is always open. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And that's because he don't have a front door. Okay. No, I'm joking. But yeah, good stuff there. So guys, again, best of luck to you, man. We're here for you for any needs también aquí in the Houston area. So whenever you're in town, hit us up también. And we'll work something out as well. So good luck to you guys, all three of you gentlemen. If you guys got any last words, any shout outs you want to send to anyone before we go?
No, just to all of the Tejano fans, man, and to everybody in the media, in La Onda, everybody that does, takes the time to do radio and to do podcasts and is fighting for our music out there. Just much love, appreciate you, and appreciate the time, Keith. Super thankful, man. We'll come see you soon.
Thank you so much, Ramiro Garza Sr., and we got Ram Jr. and also Roel también as well with us here on the show from La Cima, guys. So to San Antonio, Texas. Again, God bless, and thank you, gentlemen, for being a great sport tonight.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.